We've tested a lot of home cinema gear over the years, but honestly, we've never seen anything quite like this. Meet the soundcore Nebula X1 Pro, the world's first portable 4K laser projector with a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos home cinema system built right in. Hey guys, Louis here from Smart Home Sounds, and that's right, every now and then a brand tries to mash two ideas together. Now, sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't, but thankfully, after spending a bit of time with this one, I think it sits firmly in the it works category. So what are we actually looking at? Well, this is essentially an all-in-one home cinema setup in a suitcase. You've got the projector right here on the front, a retractable power cable tucked away down here, and these side panels basically pop open to reveal a pair of wireless surround speakers. Around the back, there's another pair that pop out too, which means that you've got everything that you could possibly need for a proper 7.1.4 setup built right in. Up top, you've got your main controls, plus a neat little storage compartment for a remote and a pair of microphones too. You're getting something pretty unique here. A complete home cinema system that combines Anker's projection know-how with Soundcore's audio engineering into one unit that you can take pretty much anywhere. If you can fit it in your boot, that is. Now, Anker refers to this as their all-in-one core suite design, which essentially brings together everything that you'd expect from a premium home cinema setup into one. At the center of it all is a super bright 3500 lumen 4K projector, powered by Anker's patented triple laser optical engine, complete with Dolby Vision support and Google TV built in, so all your favorite streaming apps are ready to go straight out of the box. It features a powerful 400 watt surround sound system with a 160 watt subwoofer, and those four wireless satellite speakers that not only fold out like a transformer, but can also be detached and placed around the room or outdoor space for a full 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos experience. But it doesn't stop there either. You also get some seriously clever software features too, like one-click smart setup and FlexWave auto sound tuning, both of which we'll come back to a little later on. Now, while it doesn't fit the norm for portable, it weighs 32.8 kilos and is a pretty sizable thing to take out and about. It is a portable way of taking a whole home cinema setup on the go. I'm thinking movie nights in your living room or out in the garden, and it would be great for watching the big game with your mates or a gaming marathon or anything in between. But anyway, rather than me just telling you guys about it, let's take it outside and show you exactly what it can do. Okay guys, now I know you're all desperate to see what this projector looks like, but there's a 200-inch inflatable screen that we also need to talk about. Not only have Soundcore been kind enough to send us one of their Nebula X1 Pro projectors, but they also chucked in a 200-inch screen for us to test out as well. But as always, all of the thoughts that we share in this video are 100% our own and what we found from our testing. Now, what I love most about this projector is just how quick and easy it is to set up. To move it around, you literally extend the telescopic handle and wheel it, which is so handy. Once in position, there's just one power cord to plug it in and you're ready to go. Then all you need to do is push this cover down to reveal the projector, and the side and rear speakers simply detach and deploy like so. The screen is also very easy to set up. Literally attach the pump, turn it on, and within 10 minutes or so, you're good to go. Now, some of you guys might be wondering about the latency with these wireless speakers, but you'll be glad to hear that they offer lossless transmission and a latency as little as up to 25 milliseconds, and they can be synced within up to 100 feet. They also auto pair on startup, which is really handy, and benefit from 8 hours of battery life with a USB-C charger slot on the back, but they will recharge when placed back in their designated slots. And projector noise is also not a worry. The Nebula X1 Pro features an industry-first liquid cooling system, offering 15% better cooling than traditional air-based systems, and trust me, it's super quiet. But if you did want to bring the noise, this top compartment houses 2 microphones, illuminated by this very handy light where you'll also find some USB-C cables. And for the karaoke lovers out there, you guys are gonna absolutely love this. It is so much fun. And there's also an AI vocal removal tool. So you can actually remove the vocals from your favorite songs and sing along to them without the original artist backing you up, which is pretty cool. Now, when it comes to connections, we've got a couple of options on the back of the projector. First First of all, we've got a HDMI port, so we can connect up to an external device like an Apple TV or PlayStation 5. We've then got two USB-C ports and a USB-A port. Oh, and before I forget, the projector base is IP43 splash resistant and the speakers are IP54 rated, which makes it ideal for outdoor use. Right, now before we get into picture quality, let's talk about extras, because a lot of what makes the Nebula X1 Pro feel so seamless to use is the software working behind the scenes. The first thing that I really like is that it has Google TV built in, so all your usual suspects are there the second you switch it on. We've got Netflix, Disney+, Prime Video, YouTube, the lot. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection and you can start streaming right away. Or if you prefer, you can stream from an external device with Google or Nebula Cast, or just plug a device in with the HDMI at the back. The point is, there is nothing extra you need to get set up and watching if you don't want to. There's also a bunch of handy extras to make getting the projector up and running as quick as possible. AI spatial adaptation with one-click smart setup takes care of all of the heavy lifting for you, handling things like autofocus, auto keystone correction, screen fit, and obstacle avoidance. It even includes wall color and ambient light adaptation, so if you're not projecting onto a perfect screen like I am, or maybe you've got a lamp nearby, it'll compensate for that too. There's even an eye guard feature that dims the image if someone walks through the beam. Another clever addition that I think a lot of you guys will like is the built-in 25 degrees micro gimbal. This basically means that if your placement of the unit isn't perfectly centered, then the projector will automatically adjust the angle of the projection for you. You can also then use the move and zoom function to fine-tune the image without ever needing to shift the unit itself, which I think is a really nice plus. On the sound side, the main standout is what soundcore calls FlexWave auto tuning, and this is one of those features that really elevates the whole experience. It's controlled from the dock itself, and you essentially tell it where you're sitting and it will automatically adjust the volume, direction, and tone of the speakers, so the sweet spot is perfectly aligned to you and your space. It's one of those things that's quite tough to show off properly on YouTube, so I won't bother wasting your guys' time, but trust me, in person, the difference is much more noticeable than what you'd expect. But anyway, clever audio tricks and smart setup features aside, the real test of a system like this is what happens when you actually sit down and hit play. And I'll say right now, I've been loving testing this out. For something that's designed to be portable and easy to wheel around, the Nebula X1 Pro puts in a really solid shift. The first thing that you'll notice is just how bright and how sharp the image looks. With 3,500 lumens of brightness and Anker's Laser Forge 2.0 tri-laser engine on board, which is the same technology used in their higher-end projectors, it delivers a true 4K UHD picture with rich, lifelike colors that covers over 110% of the Rec 2020 color gamut. Contrast is excellent too, with deep blacks and bright highlights that give everything on screen a real sense of depth and dimension. And once the lights go down or the sun sets, it all comes together to deliver a seriously impressive viewing experience. Fine details stay sharp and clear, and whether you're watching a blockbuster film or this weekend's Grand Prix, I'd say it definitely delivers if you're after that proper cinematic feel. Now, of course, it's not totally flawless. Like pretty much any projector out there, it does struggle in bright daylight, and I think this is definitely one for those darker environments or once the sun has set. Detail and clarity are great with this projector. Fine textures in clothing, hair, or landscapes all show up better than I thought they would, and thanks to the 14-element glass lens system that the projector has, focus stays nice and sharp across the board. Motion handling is also much better than I was expecting. Some projectors we've tested have had a tendency to get a little bit choppy during real fast-paced action scenes, but the Nebula X1 Pro keeps things nice and smooth. If I had to be picky, when it comes to colors, I would say that the reds and pink tones can sometimes come across a little bit oversaturated, especially with certain skin tones, but that's not a major issue and it definitely doesn't ruin the experience. But it is something that I noticed nonetheless. But you can of course always adjust the color temperature in the settings to achieve your preferred saturation level. Overall though, the X1 Pro nails the fundamentals in terms of picture quality. It's bright, detailed and cinematic, and the higher end tech on board gives the picture a real richness and color vibrancy that I wasn't expecting to see in a portable system. Pair that with how flexible and how easy it is to set up, and I think most people are going to be very satisfied with what this projector has to offer. Okay, so what about sound performance then? Because a proper home cinema experience isn't complete without sound to match. And this is where the Nebula X1 Pro really tries to separate itself from other projectors on the market. Inside, this thing is seriously well equipped. You're looking at a 400 watt 7.1.4 system built into the unit, complete with detachable wireless satellite speakers that include their own built-in batteries. Each one packs 4 drivers. 2 front-facing with a 40 watt amplifier plus 20 watt upward firing and side firing drivers for added height and width, which is a big part of how it pulls off that Dolby Atmos effect. Down in the bass, there's a pair of chunky 5.25 inch subwoofer drivers that deliver that deep, cinematic low-end rumble. When we set it up for testing, we went all in and placed the satellite speakers around us just like we would with a traditional home cinema system. 2 at the back corners of our main seating area, and the other pair slightly off to the sides to create that sort of surround sound bubble. It only takes a couple of minutes to position them, and once they're in place, you instantly notice how much more immersive everything feels compared to sound just coming from the front. That being said, if you don't want to go to the effort of setting up the full system every time, maybe you're just watching something casually or hosting a smaller get-together, you can leave the satellites docked and use the built-in soundbar mode instead. It doesn't feel quite as immersive, but it still gives you a really wide, dynamic soundstage without needing to place speakers around the room.
People need something to get behind. They need the symbol. What's our plan?
The first thing that struck me when testing was just how powerful and full the sound is. Dialogue is crisp and easy to follow. There's plenty of punch in the bass and enough details in the mids and highs to make everything from film soundtracks to live sport feel properly exciting. That subwoofer in particular does a great job of adding real weight without drowning out the rest of the mix. And that surround performance we mentioned earlier, it's actually surprisingly convincing, especially indoors. Once those satellites are positioned, you can pick out effects and background details moving across the room. Of course, it's not quite on the same level as a dedicated wired home cinema system, but considering this is all built into a single portable unit, it's seriously impressive. The wireless connection of the satellites is also nice and stable, but because they charge directly inside the unit, it is worth popping them back in once you're done watching. They've got enough battery life to last through even the longest of films, but keeping them charged just means that you don't need to think about it. Overall, the audio performance far exceeded what I was initially expecting. It's loud, it's detailed and cinematic, and together with the picture quality, it really sells the idea of a proper home cinema setup on the go, and I'm actually really surprised that no one's thought of it sooner. But the big question is, should you actually buy it? Now, honestly, that does depend on what you're after. If you want the absolute best picture and sound possible, then a dedicated home cinema and a premium TV will still edge it out. But that's not the point of the Nebula X1 Pro. Now, granted, this isn't exactly a budget-friendly bit of kit. The Nebula X1 Pro is very much in the premium category. Now, it's launching on Kickstarter first with an early bird price of $2,999, or around about £2,400. And the full retail price is expected to land closer to $4,999, or about £4,000. So yeah, it is an investment, but at the same time, you're getting something pretty unique here. What it offers is something totally different. A proper big screen surround sound experience that you can set up in minutes and take pretty much anywhere. Now, of course, not everyone needs that. Most people will still do most of their watching indoors. And if you've already got a permanent setup, then this might feel like a bit of a luxury. But when you do want that flexibility, a garden movie night, a match day at a mate's house, or even a little pop-up cinema business on the side, it starts to make a lot of sense. I think what really impressed me most is how few compromises there are. The picture's bright and cinematic, the sound is powerful, and setup is basically effortless. Sure, it's not the smallest of setups, but once you've got it up and running, I don't think you'll mind. For me, it's clever, it's unique, and most importantly, it's fun. It might not be mainstream consumer tech that everyone rushes out to buy, but it is cool tech, and I'm a big fan of that. But anyway, what do you guys think? Is this the sort of thing that you'd actually use, or do you see it more as one of those bits of tech that you just love to try out? Let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch all of you in the next video.